Hey everybody, it's Yuuki once again. Welcome to Yuki Storytime Special Edition. And as we get ready for 2024, we have some new stories for you guys to tell, including travel blogs. I will talk about me outside of gaming and content creation, talking about a little bit about my grandmother, and more. And today we have something special for you. We have Barcelona Day 1. So I'm gonna give you guys Barcelona day one, then day two, then day three, then day four, then Lisbon day one, day two, day three, day four. That's how it's gonna go. Each video is gonna be has some historical context as I took some notes. Keep in mind that Barcelona day one and two are for free. However, Barcelona day three, four, Lisbon day one, two, three, four will be for members only first. Keep that in mind, members only first. I am going to be hitting hard on the memberships in 2024 this year. And Patreon is going to be starting too. So if you want to see those videos early, you got to be a Patreon member or you have to be a YouTube member. Let's do it. And here is your first image of the day. And this is the of course when me and my parents and I go to travel, we have to take a picture of the sign, the welcome sign or a freeway sign. And yeah, this is the freeway sign in Spain, Barcelona. And as you can see here, we have if you watch a YouTube channel called Control City Freak, you know he does this thing where he reads signs and where they are signed to go to. And this sign is signed for Barcelona, Lleida, and Girona. That's going to be important later because we're going to go to Girona and this trip later. Talk about that later on. Next, we have a sign from the airport. This is the Barcelona airport. We have on the sign we have 180 192 AB in 500 meters. We have Girona, Lleida Terminal 2, and Barcelona as the control city. There's a little freeway sign reading there. Then we went to La Borracheria, which is their market, the largest market in Barcelona. And we can take a look at this. So if we take a look at the market, it's the largest, the oldest market in Barcelona. And yes, we're gonna see a lot of different buildings here on this trip. That is going to be 14th, 15th century, and you're gonna see why in a moment. But first, let's take a look at some ham and meat that they have in Barcelona. They have a lot of stuff here, and we actually was able to bring this home. I don't know how it happened, but hey, if you're able to bring this home, trust me, it's good stuff, and you're gonna see a lot of this in a few minutes when we talk about tapa tasting section, and we're gonna take a look at that later on in this one. So there is their sign here. Nothing much to say there. This is some of their products in the market, and this is more of their products in the market. Nothing too fancy there. More products in the market, and here is empanadas. Yummy. And of course, just because I went to Barcelona doesn't mean I do not get pictures of chocolate. So I'm gonna ask you guys this: any chocolate fans in chat? To leave them in the comment section. What chocolate's your favorite? What do you guys like? Put them in the comment section. That's today's question of the day. Any chocolate fans in chat? Yeah, cannot wait for Fortnite tonight. Watch it. And now we get into the first historical context building. This is one of the bell towers of the church, the 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 cathedral in Barcelona. Here is gonna be. You may have noticed that there's a lot of stone. Okay, and we're gonna see a lot of architecture in this. So stone. So as you can see here, buildings that you're gonna see in Barcelona in 19th century, but the cathedral here is 15th, 14th, excuse me. Okay, there's a bell tower here. Okay, it's Gothic. You're gonna see that in just a moment. Here is the cathedral. And as you can see, there's arches here. The arches are part of the Gothic style building, and again, you see a lot more stone. So why is stone the biggest part of the biggest part of building architecture? Buildings in Barcelona are made of stone. The buildings have not had a significant fire, and that is because they stone is good resistant against fire in general. Okay, they also had a Christmas market. I did not take pictures of the Christmas market because it was basically a market for Christmas stuff. Not really significant. Um, but if you guys like Christmas stuff, that's where we get them during Christmas. Now, this part, there's Old Town Barcelona and there's New Town. Old Town, you're gonna tell, is going to be winding streets. If you see winding streets, that's Old Town. That's because part of that was walled off way back then, and that was walled for 1800 years, 1800 years back in history. Barcelona was founded by the Romans over 2000 years ago. Here is another look at the cathedral, as you can see. Now here we get into an interesting building. This is your first look at the city hall. Now, what is significant about this? What's significant is there are three flags, but we're not counting this flag over here. That's because this flag this down there. There is a third flag I forgot to take a picture of. However, it's important for historical context. Everybody knows about this flag, the one with the red and yellow and red. That is the the Spain flag. Okay. Then you have this with the yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red, red, yellow, yellow, red. That is the Barcelona flag. There is one more flag I forgot to take a picture of that is important, and that is a third flag with the region of where we are. Believe it or not, Barcelona has 17 regions, and one of them is where we were at, and that region is called Catalonia. Now, what is Catalonia? That's the region inside of where we are. So, how do we decipher this? Catalonia actually has their own language. They have their own stuff. So there's 17 regions, 17 different flags, plus the Spain flag, and plus the Barcelona flag if it's in the city limits. Now, how can you tell the difference when it comes to the states? Well, we do know that we have counties, we have cities, we have states, we have the country. So, US is the country. California is a state. Los Angeles is a city. Los Angeles is also the name of a county in LA, in California too. And then you have a region. So let's just say, for example, I'm just making this up. Okay, there is a city called Glendale. Okay, let's say for some reason we have a region of Glendale, the region of Glendale. Okay, uh, I'm just saying this for the sake of example. Region of Glendale is part of Los Angeles County. Los Angeles County is part of the city of LA. LA is part of California. California is part of the US. There's a flag for each one. That's what this is right here. Okay? That's how you have to decipher it. Next, we have this, and this is where we have the. I have some notes in and out of order, but we do have this right here. This is the. Need to make sure I have it right. There's a St. Mary's Church, and it is Gothic with a bell tower. 14th century St. Mary right here. There's a little thing right here, right here. Okay, this is pretty cool. Notice the arches, and we're gonna see a lot of different architecture during the series for Barcelona. There's four. There's at least four videos, with the first two being for everybody, and then you have to be a member or a Patreon to see the rest. Okay, and then I'm gonna release it to the public in January. Next, we have another view of the of this here of the cathedral, and now we get into the food section. I know you guys are ready for this. So this is the nightcap of day one. This is going to be the tapa tasting. We had it, so we landed in the morning. Right away, we right off the rip, we did our tour with the cathedral. We went to the market. We went to the Christmas market too. The tapa tasting is this. So we had a very nice tour guide named Alex, who is actually a food insider inside of Barcelona. Okay, and here is what we had for dinner, basically. So tapa, the definition, is a small plate for food, and food in this case is inspired by the region of Catalonia. So we went to three different spots. Vermodo, which is food taken, which is an owner by Moritz. We have different food here. We have this bread that has tomato paste on top. We have this, which is a. I'm gonna tell you now. I shared pictures of this with my fellow Fortnite gamers, with Kyle, and he shared it with Gia. They thought it was tea, and it does look like tea on first glance. I'm gonna warn you though, this is their version of like a drink. This is called vermouth, ladies and gentlemen. And this is actually like a wine that looks like Coke. And look at the color, it does look like Coke by the color standpoint. But I'm gonna tell you, this is a wine, and I did get tipsy. And here's the thing that I learned from my mother: eat food first before drinking vermouth. And I am not kidding. I got tipsy because I forgot about the food items. Yeah, I am rookie in that area. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna get the memes. I know I'm gonna get that meme where in Fortnite I'm gonna take the L. Seriously, I cannot wait to take L's tonight at 10:30. Anyway, we have we have this. We have the vermouth. We have the anchovies. Now, here's the thing about me when it comes to anchovies. I don't eat anchovies, and I am not kidding. However, keep in mind, we have something similar here at home. Keep in mind that there was Spanish influence in the Philippines too. This thing, we called it something different, okay? My mom was surprised I could even eat this thing. But keep in mind, they are cooked differently. The way that we cook it here at the house in LA is you fry the thingy. This one they have olive oil and all this good stuff here. And you know how the best way to eat this over there? You put this thing on that tomato bread, top tier, A tier immediately. I am not joking. A tier, A tier, A tier food right here. You put this on this with the olive oil, then you drink the vermouth. Top tier, easy. Then we have this. It looks like French fries, and it does. It's actually a potato thing, potato with white and a red sauce. Top tier, S tier food right there. Then we had a little bit of this. Um, there's onion. There's a little bit of thing, not crab, but I forgot what it was called. But but there's a lot of stuff in there. It looks like a fish island. Okay. Now we're gonna go into our second spot. Oh, actually, no, not yet. We have this stuff. So this is like croquette. This is called croquette. But keep in mind that they are made differently based on where you are. This was, I believe, with onion inside. Oh my goodness, A tier. A tier. It is A tier food. No cap. Um, I, w- I enjoyed eating this thing. My mom was more surprised at me eating this than eating potato. Than eating potato because I eat French fries. Now here was my plate. When we did the potato, we had the croquette, we had the tomato thing, we had a lot of stuff. Then I took a picture of how it looks like at night. Okay. Now here we have our second spot. So this is the meat of the spam of Spain. So they call it a jamon, and it takes at least 5 years to cure. And curation is more expensive here with this. Now there's another wine we took. It's called cava, and there's a thing they do. There's a thing they use called Boc, BOC, and that is actually their version of goat. Goat. Okay, that's what we had there. Here's the wine. Here's a little champagne for you. Cheers, y'all. 2024 is going to be a very good year with Emerald Peace, Fortnite, VR chat. Oh yeah, oh yeah. 2024 is going to be a very good year, especially with Emerald Peace. I'm excited. Oh, and I'm also excited for another thing. Francis the Hedgehog is coming, y'all. Cheers. Also, yes, because Francis the Hedgehog is coming, we have a new VR chat series. I cannot tell you what it is yet because he's not here yet, but I'm excited. So, cheers to another 2024. Let's go. Then we have the ham. This is the ham, and that's a little bread cracker, and that looks like they're bacon. I'm gonna tell you, the ham is good. A tier, A tier, A tier bread, A tier ham, A tier bacon. So our hotel, the Gallery Hotel, has a breakfast breakfast thing, free breakfast. You do have to pay for lunch though. So our tour came with free breakfast. It was a private tour, and I gotta tell you that bacon is A tier, A tier, and then that's it. That is all. That's all for tonight. That was all for one night. We actually went to one more spot, but it's more of the same with food, but in a different style. So that is gonna do it for day one of Barcelona. Day two is gonna take more of a history lesson than you would normally see because this time we're headed to Mazerat. Mazerat, I'm gonna tell you now, is more of a sanctuary than anything else, and it is where the monks live in Barcelona. We're going to take a look at that. We're also be taking a look more at the history of Barcelona, including how we have a we have the Black Madonna. We're going to take a look at that in day two. We're also going to be taking a look how the monks live day to day, the children's choir. We're also going to have a little thing about how some items you're going to see are from the Philippines that you're going to see there. And then how the children go to the children's choir and when do they leave and when do they come back to their families. So day two is all about Mazerat. Day three, here's a little preview of the series. This is the first one that's going to be on the Patreon first and members first. So of day three is all about Gaudi. So Gaudi is one of the architects in Barcelona who is important has an important thing here Barcelona that we're gonna be talking about in day three. So day three is to be all about Gaudi and his buildings. Let me tell you now, the arches are just a quick look. Although it's not designed by him, arches and wavy lines are a little preview of what to look forward to when we talk about Gaudi. He hates straight lines. That's what I'm gonna say about Mr. Gaudi. And actually, an important thing about him you're gonna learn, besides he doesn't like straight lines, is he was starting to build a church that is going to be important in 2026. Yes, there is actually the church is still under construction, and we went there on day three. I'm excited to talk about this one. And day four, and the final day is going to be the big day. Well, not really the big day, but if you're a fan of Game of Thrones, season six to be exact, we are going to be talking about certain locations about in Girona that was part of actually the series of Game of Thrones and season six. We're gonna explore some of those locations, and then after that, I'm gonna give you a preview of the Lisbon series. What's what we're talking about is the introduction of Lisbon. We're also gonna be talking about Lady Fatima, and we're also gonna be talking about the Lucia house. We're also gonna be talking about we're also gonna be talking about the city of Lisbon itself and the tour video. Then in day three, I took a lot of notes for day two. I'm gonna tell you now. Day three, we're gonna go to Sintra, which is outside of Lisbon, and then we're also gonna be talking about yeah, Cascais. Where that's another location in Lisbon, and I will tell you, my dad's name will be used a little bit because of one of the Portugal founders. His name, I think you should know him, Ferdinand Magellan. We'll be talking about him in day four of the Lisbon series. I'm excited, but you're gonna have to wait until that's ready. Okay. Keep in mind, if you want to watch the entire Barcelona series, first day and second day will be on YouTube right away. Day three and four, you have to be a Patreon or a YouTube member. Lisbon day one and two are gonna be available. Then three and four are gonna be members and Patreon first. That's all for day one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next edition of Yuki Storytime Barcelona Day 2. Enjoy, y'all.